to label, no, the corresponding description or parameters based on this particular figure. Okay, so for the set B, this is actually for number 13, no, to 21. Right? Okay. Yeah. So for number 1, no, this is the distance from our tension reinforcement going to the extreme fiber of our beam. So in this case, at the top fiber. Okay. So meaning this is actually a distance. So meaning this is the effective depth. Okay. So if you answer here only letter D, then that is not correct. No? So it should be effective depth. No? And it should be the whole description of the term or of the symbol D. Okay? So for number 2 naman, of course, no, this is the width. The width of the beam. Right? And for number 3, if you notice here, this shaded part, this is actually the compression block. No? So this is the compression block of our beam. So if you notice, number 3 is actually at the distance or a dimension of our compression block. No? So meaning, if your answer here is only compression block, and that is not correct because the compression block, as what I mentioned, is this shaded portion. This is the depth of the compression block. No? So it should be depth of the compression block ang answer na to diha. Okay? Now, for number 4, this is the number 4, you will notice that the dash line here is the location of our neutral axis. No? So this dash line na to, this is our neutral axis. Okay? So meaning, etong number 4 na to, this is a distance or a dimension. It should be that number 4 should be the depth of the neutral axis. So if you answer here only neutral axis, that is not correct because the neutral axis again is this dash line. No? So what is required in number 4 is this particular distance. Okay? For number 5, so this is the distribution of our compressive force. So number 5 is actually our compressive stress or Fc prime. No? And we all know that in our design, no, since before the concrete reaches its maximum stress, no, tendency is the skin of our concrete cylinder will swell off. It will reduce its compressive stress by 15%. So the equivalent compression block natin will be 85% of the Fc prime. So number 6 is 0.85 of Fc prime. No? The magnitude of our equivalent uniformly distributed compression force. Okay. Number 7, this is actually the centroid, no, of our compressive force. So meaning if 10 is the depth of our compression block, that is A, ito yun. Number 7 is simply the centroid or the location of our resultant. So that means that is A over 2. So if your answer here is half of the compression block, then that is also correct or that is also considerable. No? So or half of the depth of compression block. Okay, so pwede rasad siya yung anak. Right? So, ako na lang siguro nga naon para masulod. Ayan. Compression block. Okay, so number 8 is simply the compressive force, and that is compressive force or the formula is 0.85 Fc prime AB. Number 9, this is the tensile force. So if you answer ES times Fs or if it yields ES-Fy, then that is also correct. Okay, so ang statement na tinuod, no? Wherein it is based on the tension failure of the beam, no? So kanus abot na makaingon nga we can be sure that our beam is a tension failure, no? So, di ba, ang atong reduction factor, that is based on the strain. No? Wherein, based on that strain, we will know what is the type of section ng ato ang gina-design. No? If the strain is lesser than or equal to 0.002, then that is compression controlled, no, section. No? And if it is more than 0.005, and that is a tension controlled section. So meaning, yung answer dito, it should be that the act strain of the tension reinforcement must be greater than 0.005 to make sure that our section is a tension controlled section. So answer natin dito is letter C. So some of you may be able to answer this one, no? Letter B or letter A, no? Wherein the strain is 0.004. Diba? If the strain is 0.004, tendency is you're going to solve the actual reduction factor. And more or less, the actual reduction factor is 0.816 because that is actually a portion or a section which is a transition control section. Diba? So, kung ato ang strain is between 0.002 to 0.005, that is not a tension control section, but rather a transition control section. So, exact answer here, it should be that the strain is more than or equal to 0.005. Okay? So, number 12, no? Ito, dagan sa diri wala kakuha, no? Very obvious, no? The strain is 0.008, so 0.0018, so meaning this is lesser than 0.002, then our reduction factor is 0.65. Okay? Yan. So, ito naman, no? So, take note, no? For test 1, you are going to encircle the nearest possible answer. So, meaning, if wala diha sa choices ang imuhang nakuha answer, then you are going to choose, no, the nearest possible answer. Okay? So, here we have a frame, no? A slab supported by beams, no? Wherein it will be analyzed as a T-beam. No? The slab thickness is 125 and each of the beam has a clear span of 7 meters. No? So for number 13, unsa daw kuno ang effective flange width or effective flange width, no, of the middle beam. So meaning of this 500 mm width beam. No? So take note na atay tulo ka formula ani, and whichever is lesser, that will be our effective flange width. So number 1, BW plus L over 4, that is our width of the web is 500. The span is 7 meters or 7,000 millimeters over 4. It will give us a value of 2.25 or 2,250. And formula number 2, so BW plus 16T, that is 25. While for number 3, BW plus the average of our clear spacing. So, pwedeng center to center spacing, pwede sad nga clear spacing. So, we have two clear spacing here, 2.65 and 3.5. We are going to get the average of it. So, that becomes 2,650 plus 3,500 divided by 2. That is 3,575. So, meaning out of these three effective width now, the lower value or the lesser value is 2.25. So, answer here is letter B. Okay? Now, next question. Ayan, corner beam naman with a width of 350. Ito, no? Corner beam. So, take note, corner siya. So, malahi na sa ang formula. So, instead nga L over 4, may mong L over 12. And then, instead of 16T, may mong 60. And this one, instead of average of the center-to-center spacing, ito, isa na lang man ang iyang clear spacing, isa na lang sa atong gamiton ano. So, all in all, ang ni-govern is 933.33. No? And I think sa, sa set B, mahimo ni siyang 6,000. 6,1 to ang given sa letter B. Ayan, clear span. So, meaning 6,000 divide 12 plus 350, mahimong 850 ang answer sa set B. Wherein, ang iyaha karong nearest answer is 0.93. So, same pa din yung magiging answer natin. No? Set A and set B. The same with number 15. No? So, same procedure. You use the same procedure. Answer will be 0.98 meters. So same pa din ang magiging answer dito for set B kasi papalitan mo lang naman ito ng 6,000. That is 6,000 plus 400. The answer here is 900 supposedly for set B. So nearest possible answer, ito pa rin, 0.28. Okay? Ayan. So ito, no? Number 16, no? What would be the maximum beam width, no, of our section? Di ba? Meron tayong 3, no? Naatay tulo ka criterion ani. So una is the width should be 3H or 200 mm, no? That is the first criterion, no? Ayan. That is the first two, no? The width should be 30% of the overall depth of the beam or 100. No? Ang isa na yon is it should not be greater than C1 wherein ito yung C1 natin, the 0.3 or 75% of our C2 wherein C2 is the 0.4. So it should not be greater than 300 or 75% of 400 or 0.4. So 75% of 0.4, 300 pa din. So meaning yung magiging maximum width dito is the 300 mm. No? Again, no? Ang unang criteria is the width should be 3H. But we don't have H, no? Dili man given si H. So we cannot use that particular criteria. Second is it should be 200, no? It should be 200 mm, no? And the third criteria is it should not be greater than 0.3 nor 75% of 0.4. So in that case, asa may mas dako si 200 or 300. So, ang governed dire karon maximum man ang ginakuha or ang ginapangita, the answer will be 300 mm. Okay? Ayan. So, number 17. So, which of the following statements is incorrect regarding the shear strength design of concrete beam? So, allow me to open here our previous discussion on shear. Ito. Ayan. Okay? So, I think I need to open this first. Yan. So, yung first criteria, yung critical section natin is measured at a distance of effective depth D from the support. Ito yun. Diba? So, meaning this is correct. Okay? Yan. So, ito naman, no? Letter B. Ito yun, no? In SCP 4096.3.1, if the factored VU is greater than 0.5, reduction factor VC, no? The stirrups is minimum. Ayan, stirrups is minimum. Okay? So, meaning, ito, this is also correct. No? Ito, correct din to based on our seismic detailing requirement. So, ito ang hindi correct. No? Kasi, the shear reinforcement at midspan is never required. Take note, based on the strength, it may not be required, but in seismic detailing requirement, na kay minimum ani nga D over 2, no? Nga spacing sa itong stirrups. So, meaning this is the incorrect statement. Right? Okay, so ito. In concrete cylinder, the compressive strength test after reaching the peak stress FC prime, the outer surface of the specimen begins to spall off. Ano daw yung magiging reduction ng ating FC prime? So 85% yung gagamitin natin sa actual design, di ba? Ito, 85% of FC prime. So meaning ang na-reduce is 15%. So ito yun. Okay? Ito naman, no? Seismic detailing for main reinforcement. So allow me to open this. Siguro. Okay, wala ko'y copy sa katong seismic detailing na to. So, I think na ito siya diri. Ayan. So, this part. Ito, no? The positive moment strength at joint face or at the support shall be at least 1/2 of the negative moment strength. So meaning, if this is the reinforcement for the tension side, the negative moment or tension side, 9 ka 20 mm, dapat ay provide na to sa atong provide na to sa atong negative, positive moment should be half of 9. And half of 9 is 4.5. We don't have 0.5 na reinforcement. So we round it up to 5 pieces. So, answer here is letter D. Okay? Ito, no? Number 20. Unsa daw kuno ang minimum requirement or number of reinforcement for both positive and negative moment, no? So, ayan. Ito yon, which is both negative and positive moment strength at any section shall be at least 1/4 the maximum moment strength. So, meaning 1/4 daw kuno ng 9 pieces. So, in other words, 1/4 ng 9, that is 2.25. Wala tayong 0.25 na reinforcement, you round it up to 3 pieces. Okay? So, 3 pieces yung magiging answer natin dyan. Alright? So, ito, what is the shear strength included provided by a two-legged 10 mm steel space at 90 mm? Sa set B, ito, magiging 80 mm. So, same pa rin yung process ng pag-solve, only that you are going to change this from 90 to 80 mm. So, ito yung formula. This is coming from our previous lecture on the shear strength. Ayan. Okay? So, ito yun. So, we have 188.93. Alright? And ito, given that the compressive strength of the concrete is 28 megapascal, what is the elastic modulus of the concrete? So, this is actually discussed sa tuang pinakaunang lecture, no? Introduction, basic properties of concrete. Ayan, asa na ba to? So, naatay section modulus dire na 4,700 square root of FC prime. So, ito yun. Okay, so, nangyaya karong diha. Gani, obvious mo kayo niyo. I want ma-change sa mga unit, no? But anyway, answer is 24.9 gigapascal. So, this should be gigapascal. Okay, minimum compressive strength of structural concrete. Some of you answered 17, but take note, it is not 17. No? 17 is for non-structural members. But for structural members, the minimum compressive strength should be, saan ba yun? Ayan, 3,000 PSI or 21 megapascal. So, answer here is 21 megapascal. Okay, eto. Modulus of rupture. Given din to sa first nga lecture natin. So, that is 0.62 lambda square root of FC prime. Now, wherein in this case, our concrete is a normal weight concrete, it will have a lambda of 1.0. So, meaning that is 0.62 times 1 square root of 30. By the way, sa set B, this is 28. So, same pa rin yung process. We just change the 28 to 30. So, we will have a modulus of rupture of 3.4 megapascal. Okay? So, kung magtanong ta kung sa tensile strength sa itong concrete, actually is defined by the modulus of rupture. So, tensile strength of the concrete is 3.4 megapascal. Okay, eto. Medyo dagan sad na, nasayop, no? Kay, unsa daw kuno ang maximum moment for fixed-ended beam. Ang uban kay WL squared over 8. Agas ma-8 na siya nga. Fixed-ended man. So, over 12. Diba? Yan. So, 19.2 answer. Ang uban answer is 20.2, which is not correct. Okay? So, that is for test 1, multiple choice. For test 2 naman, our problem solving for problem 2, and this is problem 3 sa ato ang set B, pero lahi ang pangutana dito, no? But the same, no? This is actually plate number 3. The solution for this problem is already provided to you, no? Both problem 2 for set A and problem 3 for set B. No? Yatag na nako ang solution niya, no? Ito naman, problem 4, ayan, same problem, no? Problem 4 gyapon sa set B. Only that, kung ang ato ang set A, edge beam ang ipasolve, sa set B, midspan beam ang naadre. Okay? So, same ang questions, walay na usab na niya, kanilang akong iusab actually. Ito. So, kung wala ka nagbasa most probably, mangupya kasi mong tapan, most probably, mong giansiran kaning edge beam. No? Okay? But if you read the instruction for set B, if this becomes midspan. Okay? So ito, set A, this is given example sa itong lecture sa T-beams. Ang set B, katong mid-span beam, that is your plate. Okay, so again, provided na sad ang solution nato nila. Right? For problem number 2 or problem number 3 sa set B, ito, we already discussed this one. Now, what is the maximum still ratio? That is 0.85 beta 1 Fc prime over Fy 3 over 7. Now, wherein you can get that one using singly reinforced rectangular beam and equating it to our strain diagram. No? Strain diagram wherein you are going to use an actual strain of 0.004 to derive our maximum still ratio. Okay? Ito naman, for problem 1, I think ang nagkalahi lang ani is this width, no? Set B, this is 250. Set A, this is 300. No? But I don't think I need to give you the solution for this because this is just simply a singly reinforced rectangular beam. No? So actually, it's a very easy problem. No? Only that, daghan na sayo pa nila tungod kay nagbutang man ko diri og 3 ka 20 mm bars both tension and compression. Ang uban giassume dayon nila nga doble reinforce ang atuang beam without checking it first, no, if it is singly or doble reinforced rectangular beam, no. Of course masiro man gyud dayon ni ang dayon kada ingon zero lagi ang compression block. Of course you are going to deduct man the area of your um of your tensile reinforcement and compression reinforcement, and they are equal as 3. So masero gyud siya, no? So what you are going to do is to for rectangular beam wherein dali ra kayo ang pag-solve dayon ani atong problem number 1. Okay? So na siya, no? Ito naman for test 3 is say simple ra sila, no? Anong walay reinforcement ang atong dalan because mostly it is subjected to compressive load and concrete is good in compression. So the concrete alone can handle the compressive load. So that will be the answer for test number 3. Okay? So mula na siya ang kuan, mula na siya ang hint kumbaga for test 3. Because pavement or roadways are subjected to compressive load and that particular loading can be handled by our concrete alone without the need for reinforcement. Alright? So any question, clarification with regards to our kuan? With regards to ang midterm exam? Do you have question so far? Hello, nabay tao diri? May maningog. Tulog mo siguro mo. Okay, so for now, let's have a 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes lang siguro, no? 5 minutes break, no? Kindly recall, review the first lecture na to sa shear strength, no? Itong lecture na to, no? Yung last lecture na to sa atuang midterm, no? This particular lecture notes. Kindly review this one first before we proceed with the part 2 of our lecture. No? So I will give you 5 minutes. We will go back here. We will resume, no, at 2:05, no? 2:05 p.m. Okay? So please do so, no? Kindly review part 1 sa tuang lecture sa beam design for shear. And after 5 minutes, we will resume our discussion. continue our discussion. Okay, so this time, before we have our sample problems, let's have a recall first, the concept, provisions, and the things that we need to familiarize ourselves with regards to the shear strength design for concrete base. So allow me to start from this provision. NSCP 2015 section 409 5.1. It says here that your nominal shear strength, the reduction factor times the nominal shear strength should be less or equal to the um, ultimate shear. Wherein here, if we are talking about shear strength or shear requirement for beams, concrete beams, the reduction factor is always 0.75. So take note of this, no? Pag beam gani siya designed for shear, the reduction factor is always 0.75. No? And we recall nga kapag flexural requirement na man tayo tulo ka klase nga reduction factor depending on the strain. No? If the strain is lesser than 0.002 or equal to 0.002, that is a compression controlled section wherein the reduction factor is 0.65. Otherwise, if the strain is 0.005 or higher, that is a tension controlled with a reduction factor of 0.9. In between that, natin formula, no? Katong 0.65 plus 250 over 3, blah blah blah, natin sumpay dito, no? ES over 0.002, no? Yan. Okay, but take note for shear, isa ka bukat ng reduction factor, ito lang, 0.75 natin. Nominal strength is simply the sum of all the shear strength provided by our concrete, V sub C, and the shear stirrups. And we all know that the nominal shear capacity is simply equal to later on, no? Yung ating sorry for this. Cebu, no? So for the shear capacity for concrete, natay duha ka formula, no? It could be simplified or it could be the detailed formula, no? But take note, natay duha ka provision, no? If the beam has an axial force, then you need to use this formula. This is a simplified formula. The other one naman, the laser value will govern. Ito naman yung detailed formula. If it has an axial force, this will be the formula. And if you use the detailed method, this will be the formula. No? And so for shear capacity naman sa itong stirrups, this is our formula. And if the stirrups is arranged in such a way nga nakadiagonal siya with a corresponding angle, this will be the formula that we are going to use. Wherein the E sub V here is the area of our stirrups or shear reinforcement, wherein it is dependent on the number of our legs. So yung number of legs naman natin is ito lang. Ito, this is one. Yapon lang nato kung pila ka book siya or kapila ng tuyok ng atong stirrups. Ito naman is 2 and this one naman number of legs is 4. Okay? And then additional formula, if we talk about the minimum requirement, so ito yung minimum requirement natin, what would be whichever give us the greater value will govern. And for minimum spacing naman, ito magiging ang mangyari dito, yung minimum spacing will govern. No? Yeah. And additional formula in terms of V sub S, if our V sub S is zero equal to 0.33 C per MBW, BD, we will have this particular maximum spacing, otherwise this will be our spacing. Okay. Yeah. So for seismic detailing naman, ito, no, from here, this spacing here are for strength requirement. For seismic detailing requirement, napon ng tayo tulo ka klase ng spacing. The first spacing is 40 mm from the support. Ito yun. 50 mm from the support. Followed by a spacing, no, within the distance 2H, wherein itong 2H na to, this will be our hoop distance. Ang spacing sa itong stirrups dere will be the lesser value of these three, D over 4, 6 dB of smaller main bars or 150. And of course, yung midspan naman natin is D over 2. Okay? Right? So now let's apply those parameters and provisions sa tuang sample problems. Okay, so we will be solving two problems for now. And this coming Thursday, we will have a face-to-face sample problem. And most probably by next week, we will have our first quiz. Okay? Okay. So the figure shows a floor plan which is designed to carry a live load of 4.9 kilopascal and a dead load of 4.8 kilopascal, including all the weights. So meaning itong load na to, this will be a total load. No? We don't have to add any additional loading here. No? The slab is 100 mm. The beam has a dimension of 250 mm by 350 mm below the slab, while the girder has a dimension of 350 mm by 400 mm. So we use a steel covering of 70 mm measured to the center of our reinforcement using a weight modification factor of 1.04 normal weight concrete. The compressive strength of our concrete is 20.7, while the yield strength of our main bars is 415, and for our stirrups naman, or the shear reinforcement is 276 megapascal. So take note, no, in most cases in actual design, the yield strength of our stirrups or shear reinforcement is lesser, no? In most cases, no? Lesser than the yield strength of the main reinforcement. No? Kasi mas critical yung ating flexural requirement compared to the shear requirement. Okay, so in this case, we have here a framing plan wherein the perimeter beams here, the perimeter horizontal members here are the girders. No? As what I mentioned, no? The non-horizontal member supported or connected to the column, that is our girder. While a horizontal member connected to the girder, that would be our beam. So in this case, the horizontal member BE will be the beam in this case. Okay? So, suppose that the beam has a simple span as shown. So, meron siyang center to center span of 6 meters. Determine the critical factor shear force at the critical section of the beam. So, take note, no? Yung critical section natin is actually it is actually measured at a D distance or effective depth distance, no, from the support. So meaning we are just going to solve for the effective depth, and then upon solving the reaction of the beam, after that we solve for the shear, no, at a distance of D from the support. Okay? And then determine the spacing of the two legs 10 mm stirrups. And then we also determine the seismic detailing requirement, no? Spacing for seismic detailing requirement. And of course, the last requirement will be we use the number of stirrups, no? To determine actually the total number of stirrups. Okay? So, first is we evaluate what would be the critical section, or in other words, what would be the critical shear strength, no? Or the design shear, no? The design shear. So, but we cannot do that if we are not going to define our loading parameters. So, meaning we need to solve first, or we need to evaluate first what would be our loading parameters. No? Here, the beam, itong beam na to, will carry the load coming from the slab. No? It will carry the load coming from the slab. Okay? So, and take note, the span that we are going to consider is only the clear span of the beam. So, in this case, the 6 meters here is a distance measured from the center to center of our girder. No? Yan. So, what we are going to use is actually the clear span L. So, meaning the clear span L here is simply the center to center span of the beam minus yung half ng width ng girder natin dito at the left support and half naman ng width ng girder at the right support. So, in other words, that is 6 minus the width of the girder of 0.35. So, we will have a clear span of 5.65. No? So, meaning the beam now the beam that we are going to evaluate, that is beam BE, will have a span of 5.65. And after that, we need to evaluate what is the type of load that the beam is carrying. No? Kasi kung if the beam is supposedly carry the slab and the load that the slab is carrying will be transferred to the beam, and the nature of the load here is dependent on the type of the slab. Hence, if it is a two-way slab, then our loading will be a trapezoidal in configuration. So, parang ganito. No? If it is a two-way slab. So, meaning if this is our simply supporting beam BE, yung magiging load natin will be like this. Trapezoid. No? But, if it is a one-way slab, then simple lang. Magiging ano lang siya. No? Magiging uniformly distributed load lang yung magiging load natin. So, we need to evaluate first if the slab is a two-way or one-way slab. So, using this particular solution. No? So, the long span divided by the short span, that is 6 divided by 2.8, we will have a value of 2.14. And that is greater than 2.0. So, meaning the slab now is actually a one-way slab. So, meaning simple lang yung magiging analysis natin dito. Because the beam will be carrying a uniformly distributed load. No? So, in that case, we get the ultimate load by combining our dead load and live load using a load combination of 1.2 the dead load plus 1.6 on the live load. That will give us a value of 13.6. And take note, these values here are in terms of kilopascal. Then the resulting load, ultimate load, will also be in terms of kilopascal. And that is 13.6 kilopascal. No? So, in other words, we need to convert it first into a uniformly distributed load, no? By multiplying its effective width, no? So ito 'yon, no? Or the tributary width, no? So we get the half of 2.8 here and another half of 2.8 on the other side. So all in all, we will have a tributary width of 2.8. So 13.6 times 2.8, the load will be 13.08 kilonewton. Okay? So, una-identify beam with a span of 5.65 and a load of uniformly distributed load of 38.08. So, take note, itong 38.08 na to, this will be the design load. No? Combination na siya sa dead load and live load. Okay. So, once we evaluate the beam, after that, we draw the shear diagram. No? Kasi shear naman yung i-design. No? So, we draw the shear diagram. Okay? So, di ba, kapag ang atuagan ng load is symmetrical or ganito, loaded with uniform load along the entire span of the beam, simply supported siya, the reaction is simply the half of the resultant. So, in this case, the resultant will be 38.08 times 5.65. Half of it will be 107.576. No? This is now the shear, no? The shear at this particular location or at the location of the support. No? But take note, we are not going to use this as our critical shear, but rather we are going to use the shear which is measured from the D distance from the support. Okay? So half of this, that is 2.825, and we measure the distance from the support. That would be the design shear na itong gamiton sa itong evaluation. So first, we solve the effective depth, no? And that is total depth 350 minus the covering of 70. We will have an effective depth of 280 millimeters. Okay? And by ratio and proportion, no? Using similar triangles, no? This triangle here is to this triangle, that is 1.0 VU all over itong portion na to, which is 2.825 minus D, and it will give us a value of 2.545. No? So VU over 2.545 is to 107.576 all over 2.825. So the design section or the design shear will be 96.914 kilometer. Okay? So, what would be the spacing no, of our two-legged stirrups? No? So, take note na tayo to look at spacing. No? This spacing here provided from the support going to a distance of reduction factor times BC, wherein it will be the spacing based on the strength requirement. And we also have from reduction factor BC to the half of the reduction factor BC. In this particular segment or section of the beam, we are going to provide the minimum spacing of stirrups. And beyond the reduction factor BC all over 2, then there will be no stirrups being required. Okay? So, meaning we need to get what would be the spacing around this portion of the beam, what would be the spacing around this portion of the beam, and of course, ito wala na So take note, the beam is symmetrical. Whatever spacing or number of stirrups we are or we derive from this segment of the beam is also the same along the right segment because again it is symmetrical. Now take note, if the shear diagram is not symmetrical, then you are going to analyze the particular beam now in two ways. No? Meaning you're going to analyze the left segment no, from the maximum shear going to the portion wherein it provided you a zero shear going and then use the same analysis to the other section of the beam. So in this case, we only analyze it at the left segment, and we carry over whatever the result of our analysis from the left segment to the right segment because the beam is asymmetrical or symmetric in section. Okay, so so in this case, let us solve first our shear strength provided by our concrete. No, so meaning the beam now is not carrying an actual load, so the governing formula will be the formula suggested by section 4225.5. So and then again, we don't have the value of the ultimate moment, so meaning we are just going to use the simplified equation. No? Simplified equation tells us that the shear strength provided by our concrete will be 0.17 lambda FC prime D times the effective depth D. So substituting the values, we have 0.17 times 1 square root of FC prime, which is 20.7 times our width na 250 and effective depth of 280. It will give us a value of 54.142 kilonewton. Okay? And then, to solve for our B sub S, okay? To solve for our B sub S, then that becomes B sub S is simply the ultimate shear divided by reduction factor minus BC. So 96.914, this is actually solved no, in our letter A, divided by the reduction factor of 0.75 minus our shear strength provided by our concrete. So it will give us a value of 75.077 kilonewton. And using this shear strength now, we use this to solve for the spacing, wherein the spacing is simply the area of our shear reinforcement times the yield strength times the effective depth divided by the shear strength. So the area of our steel reinforcement, considering that the number of legs is 2, this one, 1 and 2. So we will have 55. So substituting that one sa itong formula, 55 times the yield strength of 276 times the effective depth divided by 75,077 Newton. Now we converted this resulting value of V sub S to Newton. So in that case, we will have a spacing of 161.689 millimeters. So take note, we are going to round this one into a whole number no? Para dili kayo lisod in actual. So rounding it up, say 160. So meaning, in terms of spacing, you are not allowed to round your answer up. No? It should be doing that. No? So 161, you round it down to 160. No? Para mas legal siya. Okay? So you will have a spacing no, of 160. But take note, this spacing now is not yet final because we need to evaluate first our shear strength provided by the stirrups natin based on the maximum spacing. Ito yan. no? Based on this criteria. Okay? Wherein, yung 0.33 of C prime BWD natin will govern on whatever the maximum spacing of our stirrups. So we solve first just this term, 0.33 square root of C prime BD. It will give us a value of 142.64, wherein this value here is greater than the V sub S na 75.077. In other words, the governing maximum spacing will be the lesser between D over 2 and 600. So of course, yung 600 natin, di siya mag-govern. Medyo dako-dako ang po ng 600. So D over 2, 280 divided by 2, we will have a spacing of 140. So all in all, comparing 160 and 140, mas gamay si 140. Therefore, ang mag-govern ng S sub 1 or spacing natin from the support going to reduction factor BC or from here, okay, from here going to this portion here, it should be S sub 1 with a spacing of 140. Okay? Yan. Now, nanatay S sub 1, 140. What about the S sub 2? From the reduction factor to half of the reduction factor BC. So, S sub 2 will be the minimum spacing, whichever is lesser between the two, between these two term here. No? AV FYT 0.6, 0.062 square root of FC prime B times the width. So, that is 614.77. On the other hand naman, AVFYT divided by 0.35 would be, that will give us a value of 495.474 mm. So, ang magagaban dito is the lower value, that is 495.474. And we round it down to 490. Now, it could be that you are going to round it down to 495. It's also correct. But in this case, I opted to use 490. Okay? So this would be the spacing of our stirrups along this particular distance. From the location of the reduction factor VC to reduction factor BC. Okay? So to evaluate the number of stirrups, we need to find the corresponding distance. No? Yan. Do need to find this distance kasi nandito yung stirrups na itong distance na to, nandito yung stirrups with a spacing of 140 and within this particular span of the beam naman, dito naman yung spacing natin na 490. So by ano lang to, by ratio and proportion lang. So we have reduction factor BC that is 40.607, half of it 20.304. And using ratio and proportion, we get this particular distances. Now, ito similar triangles lang naman. No? So, for example, ito, reduction factor BC all over x1 is to itong triangle na to malaki. Itong mas malaking triangle. Ito naman, same pa rin. Itong triangle na to going to the the bigger triangle. So, all in all, this would be the corresponding detail of our beam. So from the support going to a distance of 485 because x1 is 1.06 plus 0.28 plus 0.28 or 2.85 minus 2.545 minus x sub 1, okay, plus 0.28. So that is 1.485. So all in all, 1.485 divided by 140 or 0.14, we will have a number of stirrups equal to 10.6 or 11. So supposedly, meron tayong 11 pieces na rin. And then within 527 distance or x1 minus x2, within this distance, the spacing is 490. So 527 divided by 490, that is 1 point something. So meron tayong dalawang stirrups na ipoprovide. Beyond this, this is supposedly BC, BC. Okay? So, beyond that distance, yung spacing natin dito will be none. So, no required spacing. Okay? Now, this spacing of the stirrups here is not actually final. Kasi we need to evaluate this one first, itong spacing na to, based on the seismic detailing requirement. Okay? So sa seismic detailing requirement, no, the first stirrup is found at a distance of 50 millimeters from the support and within a distance of 2H, wherein 2H natin, yung overall depth ng beam is 350 multiplied by 2, that is 700 or 0.7, we provide a spacing of stirrups with a value of lesser than the three corresponding parameters. As D over 4, 6 dB or smaller main bars, and 150 mm. And beyond the hoop, na, by the way, pagkabilaan yung hoop natin, meron tayong support dito, and dito sa kabila. Beyond the hoop, we call that one as the midspan. Yung spacing natin dyan will be D over 2. Okay? So the first spacing is sub 1, no? Of course, na yung first natin na stirrups is measured 50 mm from the support. But itong mga stirrups na to, it will have a clear spacing center to center of the smaller of these parameters. So D over 4, that is 280 divided by 4, 70. 6 dB of the smaller bar. Yung smaller bar natin is 16 or yung main bars natin for the beam B is 16 mm. So 6 times 16, that is 96 mm, or say 95 or 150. Okay? Ayan. So in that case, we will have a lesser value of 70 mm. So magagovern dito ngayon is yung 70 mm natin. Now, what about sa midspan? Yung midspan naman, that is simply equal to D over 2. So 280 divided by 2, we will have 140. So eto, meron tayong 70, dito din sa kabilang hoop 70, and at the midspan, we will have 140. So if you notice, the seismic detailing requirement is more conservative or stringent in terms of the spacing of the stirrups compared to the strength requirement. So in most cases, ang magagovern in actual detailing or actual design is yung seismic detailing requirement. Okay? Yan. So ito yung magagovern. Hindi ito. No? Kasi lagyo man ng spacing ani. So ang magagovern is itong part na to. So meaning yung requirement letter D natin, the total number of tenon stirrups will be determined based on the governing detail of our beam. No? Yan. So by direct counting lang to or QS natin. Direct counting. So within the hoop, itong part na to, meron tayong first stirrups na 50 mm and within that distance, gikan diya palong dito, yung spacing ng stirrups natin is 70 mm. So meaning the number of stirrups here will be the length of hoop, that is 700 minus 50 for the location of the first stirrup, divided by spacing of 70. So we will have a value of 9.286 pieces. So of course, we are going to multiply it by 2 kasi meron tayong dalawang hoop, no? Left and right support. So 10 pieces times 2, we will have 20 pieces. Within the midspan naman, so itong portion na to, itong distance na yan, we solve it and then divide that distance by 140 because the 140 here is the spacing of our midspan B. So that is 5.65 minus dalawang hoop na 0.7, that is 4.25. And then divide it by spacing of 140, then that will give us a value of 30.357. Of course, we run it up to 31 pieces. So all in all, meron tayong number of stirrups na 20 plus 31 or 51 pieces na stirrups. So 51 all in all yung number ng stirrups natin, from support to support of the beam. Okay? So any question, clarification with regards to problem number 1? Do you have clarification?
Still convert this into commercial that is not enough. Like this one. Find the area of home resource now. Wala ng beam o ang column. Mag-slab na si Papa o mag-slab na anak. So 4.5 times 4 and 4.5
Hello, are you still there? Napabay tao dere? Murag hilom, silent man kayo. Hello? Are you still there, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What about kanguban? Tulog na? Ting katulog ra ba ron? Mata pa. Wala pa katulog. Oy, asa man kadabit ano? Unsa man ni? Milgo, man kadabit milgo nganong nara mo sa eskwelahan day. By the way, nabay mag-question or nabay query, nabay pangutanan sa yung score dali or nabay nasayop kong check. Yan siguro. No? You can visit me in the office. Okay? Okay, so let's continue, no? Last problem. Ay, pwede ko naka-share sa screen, no? So, we'll share muna natin. Okay, ayan. So, sample problem number 2. Ito naman is pabali, no? So, given yung spacing or yung stirrup spacing natin, and we are going to require the maximum load that the beam can carry, no? Ayan. So, a reinforced concrete beam with a width of 400 mm and effective depth of 450 mm, no? So, it has a uniform span of 8 meters. Ayan, meron tayong 8 meters na span dyan. And it carries a uniform load of W sub U, no? Which includes the weight of the beam, no? So, yung spacing naman ng stirrups at a distance of 2 meters, so ito yung gi-provide na hoop, no, sa tuang stirrups, 2 meters in both sides. It will have a 10 mm two-legged stirrups, no, with is uniform at 225 mm on center, no? So the FC prime is 21 megapascal, while the yield strength of both the main bars and that of the stirrups or shear reinforcement is 420 megapascal. So requirements are what would be the allowable load based on the flexural capacity of the beam, what would be the allowable load based on the shear capacity provided by the stirrups within the 2 meter span, and what would be the allowable load of our beam based on the shear capacity of the middle half portion of the beam with a spacing of stirrups of 225 millimeters. Okay? Now, if you notice here, yung first na requirement dito is actually flexural requirement. So, meaning we are going to evaluate the W based on the main reinforcement capacity of the beam. So, meaning it could be singly reinforced or doubly reinforced. So, take note of this. Even though we are done with the midterm topics, no, you are not going to forget that one. Kasi, mabalik nga pa siya, no? Since we are going to design, no? We are going to design. So, meaning all of the concept based on design of beam, you are going to familiarize yourself with that. And also, for your PIT, some finals, I am going to let you design an actual project. Although it is a very simple project lang, no? Simple project lang siya, 4 columns with 4 beams, ganyan. But you're going to evaluate the load, you're going to design the beam, and you're going to design the column. So that will be your final PIT, which will be given to you at the time. Maybe by next week, ako na siyang ma-upload sa tuwang Global Classroom. And that will be included sa inyong plate compilation. No? So it will serve as an additional or the last plate that I'm going to give you. No? So again, katong mga plate na to sa midterm, no? Starting from plate number 1, the revised version and the original version, you are going to compile that one, no? As a requirement for your PIT during the finals, no? Plus of course the actual problem that I'm going to give you, no? As your plus play. Okay, yeah. So using this, using question number 1, we are going to evaluate the capacity of the beam, no? Convert that one into load based on its reinforcement. So meron siyang reinforcement na dalawang 2 ka 25 mm at the top and 3 ka 25 mm at the bottom. So before we analyze it, we need to determine if it is a singly reinforced beam or doubly reinforced beam by solving its actual steel ratio. So actual steel ratio is over BD, yung ating 3 ka 25 mm, that is 1,472.622 divided by BD, it will give us an actual steel ratio of 0.00818. While for our maximum steel ratio, that is 0.85 beta 1 FC prime over F5, times 3 over 7, wherein FC prime is 21, therefore our beta 1 is 0.85. It will give us a maximum steel ratio of 0.0155. So take note, the maximum steel ratio here is greater than the actual steel ratio. So therefore, it will be designed based on a singly reinforced beam concept. Okay? So singly reinforced beam na siya, so dali lang pag-analyze. So that is compressive strength is equal to the tensile strength 0.85 FC from AB, assuming that the steel yields ESFY. So A now is 86.625. Converting it to the depth of the neutral axis, that will give us a value of 101.912. So solving for the actual strain, so 0.003 D minus C all over C, it will give us a value of 0.0102. Multiplying it by our elastic modulus of elasticity, the actual strength or the actual tensile stress of our reinforcement will be 2040, which is greater than Fy of 420. Therefore, the steel actually yields. So since the steel yields, our assumption here is correct, we are going to accept this as our A. No? And then for moment capacity, nominal moment capacity, ESFy D minus A over 2, it will give us a value of 251.537 kilonewton meter. And then take note, our actual strain is 0.0102, that is greater than 0.005, then therefore the reduction factor is 0.9. So all in all, we will have a design moment of 226.3833 kilonewton meter. And converting it into the load, since maximum moment for simply supported beam is WL squared over 8, then W now becomes 8 times M, the moment divided by L squared. So meaning our maximum load that the beam could carry will be 28.298 kilonewton per meter. So this will be the answer for number 1. Okay, so number 2, no? What would be the ultimate load based on the shear capacity of the stirrups from the support to 2 meters distance? So take note, within this distance, meron tayong stirrups dito with a spacing of 100 mm. Okay? With a spacing of 100 mm. So meaning we solved first our tensile strength provided by the stirrups using a spacing of 100 mm. In that case, meron tayong two legs na 10 mm stirrups natin. So that is to give an area of 50 pi. Yield strength of the stirrups is 420, effective depth is 450, and the spacing is 100. So it will give us a value of 296.81 kN. And for our concrete naman, no, for our concrete, that is 0.17 lambda square root of C prime BD, it will give us a value of 140.227 kilonewton. So all in all, our ultimate strength will be the sum of our shear strength, no, from the steel reinforcement and the concrete times the reduction factor ng 0.75, we will have a ultimate shear strength of 327.772. Okay? So take note, itong VU na to, ito yung VU at a distance of effective depth from the support. Okay? So ito yon, yung VU na yan. No? So ito yon. So we need to solve first the value of our reaction so that from that reaction, makasolve na rin tag W. Diba? Kung natay simply supported beam with a uniform load, the reaction is simply half of the resultant. So meaning yung resultant natin dito is WU times the span of L divided by 2. So meron tayong reaction na 4 times the load W sub Q. So by ratio and proportion, ito yun, half of 8 meters is 4. And then from the 4 meters here, we deduct the effective depth distance of 0.45 ang nabilid 3.55. So similar triangle lang ka. R over 4 is to VU divided by 3.55. So natay R na 369.327. And we already derived the value of our reaction, that is 4 times W. So W now is simply R over 4 or 92.332 kilonewton meter. This would be the allowable load based on the shear reinforcement provided by the 100 mm space stirrups. Okay? Now, what about the midspan? No, yung midspan, same pa rin yung process, only that yung spacing na gagamitin natin will be the spacing at the midspan, which is 225. So, ito yun. We don't need to solve again the shear reinforcement provided by the concrete kasi hindi naman ito magbabago. Same pa rin yung magiging value ng shear strength ng beam natin. So that is 140.227. So 140.227 plus 131.947 times the reduction factor, meron tayong VU na 204.1305. So take note, eto, no, kung gagawa tayo ng shear diagram dito, siguro dito na lang. Kung gagawa tayo ng shear diagram, meron tayong midspan, at midspan, nandyan yung shear na 0. No? Here. So, 0 yung shear natin dyan. Okay? From a distance of 2 meter, iba yung shear capacity dito kasi yung spacing ng ating stirrups is 100. Mula sa midspan, going to here at this distance 2 meter, iba din yung capacity. No? Yan. Kasi yung distribution ng ating stirrups is 225 millimeters. So ito, kung ita-transfer or i-relate natin to dito kanina, di ba ito yung R natin, then yung VU na nasolve natin is within a distance of D lang. Okay? So ito yung R, ito naman yung VU. Wherein yung R natin dito, kung puputulin natin yung beam natin, di ba yung beam natin ito is ganyan. Meron tayong uniform load, no, all throughout the beam. If we are going to cut our beam here, tendency is, ayan, cut natin yung beam natin dito, yung magiging shear natin dito is simply equal to 4W minus W times 2. Kasi itong portion na to, this is 2 meters. Okay? So, meaning, yung shear natin dyan, yung shear VU, okay, will be 4WU minus 2 times WU. Okay? Ito yun. 2WU. No? 4WU minus 2WU. Okay? So, this shear here will be equal to 2WU. Right? And then, yung nasolve natin na ultimate shear, ito yung shear within a distance of D, VU. Meaning, by ratio and proportion, that is 2WU over 2, kasi 2 meters ito. Ayan, this is 2 meters. Half of 8 is also 4 meters. Half ng 4 meters is also 2 meters. So, 2WU over 2 is simply equal to VU divided by 1.55. So, substituting the value of our VU now, our ultimate load will be 131.697 kilonewton meters.
Then i-adjust. Then level ang ground. So, ito mataas sila ng overwhelmed. Wala na yung
Okay, so do you have question, clarification? Do you have question, clarification with regards to the two problems that we have presented? Any clarification from the group? Agoy, sige ramog nan ha. Inya bawat sa quiz kay nan gyapon. Nan ang score. Okay. Sige ramog nan. Iabot sa quiz nan gyapon. Nan ang score. Bantay mo ha. By the way, daghan daghan apiki ang grado. Banat-banat sa ginagmay, no? Kay medyo apiki ang atong panudlan yan. Okay, so if there are no other question, let me check the attendance.
Daryl.
Nawala ko guys, no? Nawala ko. Anyway, if there are no other question, let me check the attendance. No? Agan.
Present, Agan, sir.
Bago. Bia, new. Bago, Bia. Wala.
Present, sir.
Baker, Dwight Howard.
Present, sir.
Banga, Elaine, Kate.
Present, sir.
Boholano, Mary, Tricia. Trish.
Present, sir.
Bulima, Mariel.
Present, sir.
Bungalon, John, Xavier.
Present, sir. Present, Bungalon, sir.
Bulima, Buhos, Maxim Rose. Drop naman siguro niyo. Ano take og exam? So kay problema ano.
Present, Buntag, sir.
Wala pa, buhos pa oy. Ano ba ka? Wala si buhos no. Mark J, good morning.
Present, sir.
Fia Kabugaw.
Present, sir.
Xavier Kabangay.
Present, sir.
Tagasa man ka Mr. Kambangay. Mr. Kambangay, tagasa man ka Mr. Kambangay.
Present, sir.
Wala pagkapagngan, karo di ka lagi maminaw ba? Kambangay, tagasa man ka Mr. Kambangay.
Sa Carmen po, sir. Nga naman.
Carmen. Actually, naamong ko yung lugar ba nga sa... Are you familiar with ano? Are you familiar with... Sa ganang... Xavier nga school, dapat sa Lantapan, actually. Nya, ang pangalan sa barangay sounds like your apelido. Limot lang ko sa. That is why na-curious ko ba. Tinaw bitaw, no? Sa Lantapan, no? High school dito nga. I think Xavier National High Xavier High School ato. Naonya ang barangay is Kalamngay ba to? Something like that. Kanang I was curious kay basin og ila talit tong ng baryo sa. Masino nag-iyak sa eskwelahan ba? So anyway, kapag ngan, winit. Kapag ngan, winit.
Present, sir.
Minaw lagi ba? Mel Vincent Capi M.
Present, sir.
Castro Jimbo P.
Present, sir.
Kulot Junior Alex L.
Present, sir.
Cosco Roland B.
Present, sir.
Corambao Junior Jolito M.
Present, sir.
Daroy Webster Mark Y.
Good afternoon, sir. Present.
Noon. Dolfo French Joshua N. Absent. Felix Kirk Adrian M.
Present, sir.
Guevara Ira S.
Present, sir.
Goro Muhammad Salih L.
Present Felix, sir.
Present ay kari ay. Okay. Goro Muhammad Salih L. Absent. Ismael Muhammad Salim B.
Present, sir.
Hanolino Marlan M.
Present, sir.
Julian Vance D. Gerald D.
Present, sir.
Labaon Junior Leto M.
Present, sir. Nakishare ako ni Karamba, sir.
Okay. Lapon Jovel Kate M.
Present, sir.
Ayan. Lumakang Ria May G.
Present, sir.
Melgo Arman H.